Weird. It's trying to charge is 140 milliamp, but it switches off. Okay, there's something different. Hello, everybody. How are we all going today? Paul Fuffin Daniels. Hello, Travis. Barry, Greg, another Greg from New York. Spooks Wood. Micro. Beauty. Let's get on with this. I'm already on the clock. Yes, I've been a bit lately on things in life that are priority. Sometimes you don't have the energy to be on it. Sometimes you just don't want to have to deal with all the crazy people on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure you all understand that. The microphone? Seriously? You've got to be kidding me. Alright, see if that's any better. No, I've got batteries on charge, hopefully. Yeah. Right, yeah, ever since I got the haircut. Alright, who stole... Ugh. My spudges are completely full of trash right now because I spent yesterday afternoon trying to a couple of Samsung tablets I had to do screen replacements on. We should be getting some rain. It's hard to say of this. 140 goes back. Second, this sounds like it's in DFU mode. And going to black. Just see if this is in DFU mode. Still a bit stuttery. Far out. There are certain words I wish to use that I cannot use. Hey Jim, yeah, I was wondering where you were. I mean, I know you were. You've told me where you were, but anyway, I'm just going to pull the lead on this and try again. See how we go there. this is just in DFU mode, I'm going to be upset. Because that'll mean I've done the stream for nothing. When you turn your head, it breaks up. Fun. Looking tired, yeah, that's about the word of it. It's been fun, is about the only thing I can say. Maybe isn't in DFU mode, doing something, I don't know what. It's a little strange. It's a little strange that it's doing 140 milliamp, which is not 70, which is normally where you see DFU sitting. Oh, sorry, or 35. So I don't know what I'm looking at here. It could be TriStar. Poll, no, it did not go well with which bank. I basically had to end up telling them to kick rocks. Where it went wrong, everything was good until they had to come and inspect the house. And when they inspected the house, there was a certain number of items which we knew of that were then deemed as essential repairs required. And consequently, which bank required or wanted me to have $50,000 in my bank account on the side above and beyond the actual deposit and everything else. And I said to him, I said, yeah, I know you're not asking for that money yourself, you just want to see it as proof that I can, do the repairs. But I don't have 50,000. I mean, to the deposit, more than the 20% that I am. And so basically, got to an impasse situation where they would not reconsider their 50,000. I said to him, realistically, I think this is only a $25,000 job for the seal, for what I believe they need to do. That was the other thing, is they wouldn't give me a itemized list, so it was kind of like, you're asking me to put money down for things that you won't even tell me precisely what they are. And to make it worse, that estimate that you're giving me is based on someone who is not actually qualified for costing remedial works. So I believe the person is qualified for estimating the value of the house, but I do not believe they're qualified to give that estimate. And they even said to me, said that he's not a qualified builder or anything like that, but what his estimate is, and then they've basically taken that as gospel. Whereas I came back and said, look, when I add up everything that I believe you're looking at, it's only coming to about 20,000, 25,000. So, can we negotiate on that? In the end, it just looked like it was going progressively more downhill. And I just sort of basically said to him, I said, your 50,000 is gracious. I don't like it. I don't like that you're taking the word of this guy after you've already told me that he isn't qualified for that. And they said, well, we can go out and get three estimates, multiple estimates from people. And I said, I don't want to do that. I said, because you're just going to, at this point, you are in the mindset where you simply want to shut this loan down. And at that point, I sort of said, look, I'm not going to bother chasing this anymore. I'll let you know by Christmas whether we want to go ahead with it. And I'm now dealing with another bank. And hopefully, I've already set up front that, definitely items that need to be repaired on this house. And they are saying, well, do you want to take out another 25,000 above the cost of the house to put for repair works? And I said, yeah, I can work with that. So, the Witch Bank probably would have come around to that sort of thing. way they've structured their business in terms of their loan and evaluations. Either we might have a better.
Your audio disappeared.
Oh yeah, they've been. You've been funny because everyone on the chat is saying the same. They're all going, your audio, and I'm like, yes, I know, you little mongrels. Oops, sorry.
That's okay. Belle's a little bit, so I spoke to her, but she's settling down.
Yeah. Here we go. Any better? Yeah, the thing is, Kevin, I'm buying it on the understanding that these issues exist. So it's sort of, I'm basically buying a fixer-upper. That's essentially what's going on. And I'm not asking the bank to loan me money based on the value of what it could be. I'm asking them to loan me money on the base of what it is worth. But the first bank, the Witch Bank, was basically been a pain about that. Hey, Dan Jarrell. And yeah, you're right, Greg. It's hard to get a quote when they won't even list the explicit items. I understand, the electricals need to be fixed, all that sort of stuff. I get it. It needs to be fixed, and that's what we're planning to do. And basically, what they're concerned about, or which bank is concerned about, is that we will buy the place and not do anything with it, and it will just become more derelict. In which case, they would then be at risk of losing their money. But yeah, that's where the bank ideally sort of says, all right, we're going to take the risk on it. There's always a risk on every financial situation. And I was kind of expecting they would sort of go, yeah, you've been living there for 15 years, whatever. You can see you want to build this and this and this. So we're willing to take the risk. But no, it's like I said, I think they just. Which bank basically doesn't have an appetite for consumer household loans? Yeah, I really don't know what to think of this. Unfortunately, we have a time constraint, so we can't really, sit around and fix things up or wait. Okay, 80, 102, 80, 90, 80. This is the weirdest. That's very strange figures coming out of that. So 80, 140 milliamp. Well, I've tried disconnecting the battery, so that normally resolves a few things. I could just go straight in and try TriStar. Yeah, this will basically be a please bro scenario. So the bank doesn't. Oh no, I mean the bank doesn't. The trouble is the bank doesn't care about the business. It's sole trader. They they actually pre-approved me of the loan, so they're fine with my ability to service the loan. What they're not fine with is investing money in the house that needs to be repaired. Oh, great. And these people have stuck the battery in with flippin'. Ah. The battery is stuck in with two-sided tape rather than the proper thing, which is the pull strips. Fixing things, it will come up with the Apple logo and then it flashes away, it goes away. So that's why I thought initially maybe it was DFU fault. But when I plug it in, there's no DFU. It's just nothing. It doesn't even see it. So I'm kind of thinking some sort of bizarro TriStar failure. Or maybe Tiger, more than likely TriStar. Yeah, now that battery is flat. It could be Tigris. Barry, I think they're worried that I'll get the loan, I'll pay the loan, but then I won't actually maintain the house. That's basically what their concern is. Yeah, see, now if it wasn't seeing the battery, that should actually loop. Disconnect the battery, plug it in again. Doppelganger, a lot of people still using iPhone 6s. I still get iPhone 4Ss. So this is the weird bit. You see, the battery is not connected, and normally that would create a boot loop here. So it should come up, draw around about 70 milliamp, shut down, restart, do that over and over. Whereas what this is doing is it does it once and then stops. Now that's very peculiar. And it keeps drawing 140. So I don't know what to think of this one. I'm going to take that battery out. It's got a ridge in it, so it is kind of dead already anyway. Yeah, I'm glad you agree fixing things. That's what I was trying to point out. It's just not normal. And they've had it changed on it. Try a different flex, just in case. Just in case they had a couple of duds or something like that. How it can go. Sometimes you can just get a run of duds. Seriously, where's my... You kidding me? I can't dock flexes, surely. Oh wow, that's amazing. Paul has run out of dock flexes. I'll have some around, but just not sure where. We'll try a different battery. They're now wrapped plastic. Alright, now we've got to plug these flexes in. By the way, if you're watching the last video, you'd have seen a very severely water damaged iPhone 7. I managed to get that to come back to life. And did record most of the repair of it. There's no voiceover, but... No, this is... no, this is a completely different replacement system, and it does the same thing. It's a AGC problem. The other interesting thing here is I'm not getting a response from the on-off button. Because we were having audio issues prior to changing to a new one, and we still, in fact, new one's got worse audio issues, a more sensitive receiver. I just need to wrap it in aluminium foil. Same thing. Same charge rate. Yeah. Something's definitely done something. That's insightful, Paul. It's like saying you've got a capacitor that's dead on the board with 3,000 capacitors, and I'm really, really, you don't. Okay. So it can't be the dock. The flexes are connected. Now, say we take the board out. No, I don't want to do the flash and retain data thing first. Particularly that it's not even electrically doing things right, and it's not showing up on the other system. I do need to find a dock first, just in case that dock. Of these docks somewhere. I know I have, because I keep running into it whenever I'm looking for other stuff. And I keep telling myself, Paul, you need to sort those box of flexes out. I don't care if it won't wipe it or not. I'm just worried if there's some other issue. I'd just rather not do that sort of thing first. I'd rather wait till I've done a few more tests. And that is the wrong flex. Are you actually? This is a 6 flex. I guess it's a risk evaluation thing for me, in the sense that even if say I botch up the TriStar or the Tigris or something like that, then worst case scenario we can always migrate to a new, a new board. But if I do something to the memory, the storage, then that's it, the end. Even if I know it shouldn't normally do that, you're right. But I'm dealing with a scenario where what if there is something that goes wrong? It's doing that crazy crap again. I'd almost starting to think it's Tigris. Just maybe Tigris and TriStar, so it can't communicate and it can't charge. Then again, Tigris is needed for communication too. No, nothing showing up there. Let's try and ruin the entire stream by plugging this into a USB port and seeing if Linux reports anything. Linux reports absolutely nothing. Definitely, if it is in DFU mode, it's not, still not communicating. I'm taking the drive out. The main board out. No, this could be a couple of faults all in one. And unfortunately, I don't know enough about the history of it. I do have some notes, but not a lot. Would have some notes if I knew where I put the notes. Boom, 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 boom. And well, thank you very much, Multimeter, for scaring the daylights out of me. That doesn't mean do it again. Thank you, MA. I'll pass that on to Alita. Yeah, the other thing that's cool is I'm not even getting the response to the power request. So there's something wrong with it. And there's fingerprints, and I wonder if this is a we'll have a look first before we take any shields off. Fixed an A6 the other day, which had bad volume flick. Yeah, now that you mention that, but no. If it was holding down when... What if the flex is bad? I know someone said that. Hey, any 555. What if it's constantly like holding that button down? Different chassis. Easy to do all these things before you start committing to particular tasks. Like with the iPhone 7, I actually probably wasted a good day and a half because I doing the shields, and then I failed to realize that the M2800, what do they call that damn thing? Tricycle, trident, whatever it is, 3 coil thing, has an exceptionally low melting point inside. And so when I removed the shield that was next to it, it actually shorted out. And it was on the VCC main, of course. And I spent a good, a good day pulling off all the VCC main caps and pretty much everything. That was fun. On the upside, I did get it back, so that's what matters. And I was duly reminded that don't heat up the M2800. Fortunately, the phone was completely ruined anyway, so it was strictly a data recovery job regardless. Ah, Mr. Nihill, how's it going? You come here to tell me everything that I'm doing wrong. Personally, I'd be rather out there flying discus launch gliders right now. Mind you, not in this heat. It's hot and humid today, and I can't see squat right now. Ah, sometimes gloves can be a real pain. Yep, still not responding to that. Alright, so there's definitely a board issue. Oh, whoops. Damn it. Looks like I've got a customer turning up. I just gotta... When did they message me? 12:52. Damn. Missed the time. Isn't that always the way? When you commit to doing something, all of a sudden everybody else wants to do things and you can't make the time. Funnily enough, it was for the person in their iPhone 7, the one that's drowned. Let's see. Seriously, you're not even registering anything? Absolutely zero on that. Person's about to turn up. They're about 2 minutes away, which means I will run down, sort them out, and then I'll be back. So you can do something for 5 minutes, and I'll be back. Alright, that one's done. That was flippin' hot. Flippin' hot indeed out there. Well, at this point, I'd say the first thing I'll try is, funnily enough, I'll probably try Tigress rather than TriStar. But then I might just have to do both anyway. Votes. Okay. We didn't even get to inspect it under the microscope anyway, so we'll have a look at now. I mean, it looks perfectly pristine, which is all the more reason why I think something shot through the charge port and did something. Could be NAND related. Oh, your filthy NAND related fault and shove it. Got a cough. The fact that it doesn't even charge though indicates there is some fault going on either between TriStar or the MOSFET, the blocker MOSFET. Yeah, I'm not seeing squat here. A little bit of damage on that battery connector, but clean. Yeah, fake charger damage most likely. Alright, let's just get to this. Maybe it was only a partially fake one. Wow, I'm gonna lose my voice. So how many people forget to put this antenna cable back on when they're finished? I know I've done it at times. Hey Mike. Still mango, take a hike. Well, looks like there's a bunch of bullshits out there. What the hell are they even doing joining the channel, morons? Oh jeez, 11 Pro. Someone smashed their 11 Pro Mac Doctor. I ain't touching no 11 Pro right now. Alright. So there we go, we got Tigress and TriStar. Yeah. First we'll get rid of the overfill. There's my Grim Reaper. Make sure we drop back down to 250. We don't want to go cooking this thing. Doing iPhone 6 TriStars is where I first truly came to appreciate and love the Reaper, this overfill picker, because it will allow me to get right between those capacitors and the TriStar. I've definitely got the shakes today, I'm sorry. Not enough coffee sounds legit. I concur. It's not the charger cable TV. We've done all this. We've done the testing. Okay. I love it when people come in and make suggestions and assume that you haven't done these things. Hey Sonia, how's it going? Come to join the masses of people trying to give useless suggestions. If the iPhone 6 TriStar, of course, it takes a fair bit more heat than, say, like your 5S or your 6S or your 5C. There we go. Hey, Runa. Ooh, hot jam donut. Damn. Shouldn't tempt me with stuff like that. We try putting in the microwave. That's only if you actually want to speed them up. Everybody knows that. Don't try and trick me. Microwave doesn't fix anything. Just makes it go faster. It also enables the 5G COVID function. So you got to be careful with that. If you cook it too long, it changes from 5G into COVID. Jack Black. Oh, that's terrible. Poor Jack Black. Ain't that pudgy. And I'm not that talented. Oh, now come on. Pineapple on pizza, that's awesome. I need more flux here. I think I've been infected with Rossmann flux disease. I just realised I hope I have some spares. I don't know if I've got any TriStars left. I keep forgetting to order them. Oh well, we'll find out shortly. Otherwise I'll just have to steal one and reball it. It's not a big drama. In many ways I actually kind of prefer to reball a TriStar. Let's see, clean up around there. We don't want these random bits of crud holding the TriStar up proud of the board. Okay, now let us hope that we have a TriStar. I'm fairly sure this will not fix it completely. I think it may change the behavior, but I have a feeling that we're not going to see it fixed. I have a feeling that Tigris is going to be out of action too. Oh, we do have one left. It's my last already bald TriStar. Two small caps are fine on the inside where it matters. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so down here, in towards the middle of the board. Jolly good. You gotta make sure you kind of thing right. I have in the past occasionally been tricked and given it the wrong orientation, and it repays me by giving me the wrong behavior. Okay, let's stick a little bit of flux down. Alright, I'm gonna tell you backseat repairers to shut the hell up soon. I don't know if it was you that asked the comment earlier on one of my videos, but I don't recommend them. Not the cheap ones anyway. I have had at least 2 boards come back with resistors that have gone faulty from those packs. Shoot. I know we don't need to be perfect, but I'm just feeling like I want it to be perfect. You're not getting more flux on you. There's more than enough here to do the job at hand. See, it's just spewing out. And it would have swum away already like it was out of fine metal. I looked away for a second. Has that dropped yet? I don't think it has. There it goes. It's actually doing a really slow slide there. That is the downside when you place these BGAs a little too well on top of the pads, is that when they do get to the point where they are reflowing, you can't tell because they don't shift or anything, they just sink down very slowly. And it's a little bit discerning at first because you're like, well, do I keep heating it or do I stop or am I going to botch it? The last option is usually what happens. Looking good. I didn't even have the fume extractor on. I didn't wick it this time, I just ran over it with the micro pencil. Nuts and Proud, what are you doing on 4G at 144p? Arnold, yeah, with some chips, yeah, you've got to wick the pads down, but with things like the TriStar, I mean, the balls are so big relative to the gap, and it's not something that you would normally run into unless you really had an obviously proud ball going on there. Wow, the spammers are out of control today. Yeah, we all know that I wick very judiciously under normal circumstances. But when I looked at those pads, after I had run over it with the micro pencil, I felt fine with what state they were in. I was like, yep, we're just going to proceed with it as is. Let's see if it does this sort of 50 milliamp behavior right now. It is being more consistent. I'll plug the battery in. I know I haven't got a screen on at the moment. I don't need a screen. I can just tell by the current behavior. Yeah, I don't think it's still not charging, so I'm fairly sure that Tigress is out of action. We'll plug it in too, but I have a feeling we're going to have the same issue. I don't know why I bother with plugging them all in. I guess my concern is always, what happens if the connector accidentally smooshes into something it's not supposed to smoosh into and we end up with a fire? Oops. Still no response. That's definitely a concern to me. Yeah, still behaviors. Yeah. We could also have a short somewhere further down the line for all we know. Though unlikely, given that we are booting to a screen at least. Check name 3 volt pins. Though again, the fact that it's not charging is what's throwing me around a little bit here. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, man. Hey, Circuit Wizard. Just gotta bring up the multimeter. I'm still waiting to hear back from what is it, from Element 14 as to whether they're going to approve my request for a refund on the other one. I know I'm probably going to double up on a couple of these, but just bear with me. Wait, what? Oh, I was touching that metal bit there. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we've got a NAND short. Hey, Bucks and Guns. Yeah, certainly nothing blatant coming up there. Might just peel back this cover. This definitely does feel like a refurb thing. This cover here is almost too new. Ah, man, I hate when I do that. Flippity flip. I know most professionals just tear this off and don't care because they're professionals. Whereas I'm just an amateur and I'm like, gotta do it right. I'm not even doing it right. I figure so long as half of it is intact, then it might. Ah, that was a spasm, not an intentional. Yeah. Other than this weird liquid creepage, it's not liquid, I don't know what it is. Other than that weird creepage on the PMIC, definitely to write home about there. Alright, let's go with Tigris. It could also be the MOSFET. I'll check the Tigris caps. Will do, nuts and proud, will do. Yeah, it's all good. want to get the tiger there, but we don't want to drown it. Like I said, it could be completely wrong. It could be something entirely not related to these two, but at least these two are the low impact or low risk type jobs. So if it ends up not being them, you haven't really subjected the phone to a particularly high level of risk in terms of, data loss or anything like that. I think I might actually already have 10 over 10 gig of data. Phew. I suppose it's not the worst, but it's not exactly red either. It's a boost driver. Well, I've got a lot of backlight driver chips. Not that I ever really do those jobs. Wait, I'm looking at there's a MacBook. I was wondering why I was seeing LED boost chips. I was like, that's a little weird. Come on, Tigress, I know you're in here. Yeah, iPhone TriStar. That's iPhone 5 TriStar, not... Wait, what are you? Nope. Oh, looks like I found a strip of 10 TriStars. Chestnut. Tigress. I find the... All good, nuts and power. I've got a couple of these left. It's a big strip with very few in it. Okay, so what are we looking for? Pin 1. Oh, right, same as the TriStar. I might just clean up that flux a little bit. It is slightly burned flux. Or is that burnt? Oops. Look at that, spasm just drove the hot air station right into the board. Madman. Right, Jason Vilma level of flux. Even that's probably a bit judicious. don't know why, but for some reason, getting TriStar to sit down is often one of the most, find it one of the most annoying chips to get back down properly on the iPhone. And I don't know why. It just doesn't want to sit nicely. And it has a rotten behavior of just skewing off. What are you doing, buddy? See what I mean? It just... Yeah, see, that is not acceptable. Oh, it has a bubble under it. Great. Uh, I think the right thing to do here is to take that off, re-ball it, and try again. So yeah, we're going to re-ball this, and we're going to... Isn't that middle pad there is actually missing a bit of... The ball isn't right. See this? Or maybe it is, and it's just an optical illusion. Let's re-ball our Tigress. There. Oh, gee, I left Tigress down on the... Oops. Wasn't keeping the workbench sufficiently clean then. Okay. Okay, that's just the cleanup phase of the chip. So we get rid of all the lead-free solder, or most of it anyway. We haven't taken it completely back to bare pads, but we've taken it back far enough that we can stencil re-ball it without any trouble. Now we just need to stencil it. It's all good, nuts and proud. Happy that you've been watching. Ooh, Paul Marrow. I do love my elongated jam donuts. I can't eat them, but I do love them. Okay, let's find a stencil that can do the job for us. Let's see, you want to play ball? Yeah, that'll do. It's not the perfect stencil, but that'll be do. Yep. And now some solder paste. Where's my spudger? Looks like I've done the foolish thing and actually cleaned up my workbench. Ooh, moved things at least, anyway. I do need to seem to teach myself a little more to clean the entire workbench between jobs. But that really plays against my efficiency. Because as far as I'm concerned, doing that is a lot of wasted time between jobs. But right now, of course, I'm cursing because I can't find my spudger. Just used it. Yeah, there it is. A lot of paste gets wasted when I do these jobs. Paste gets wasted regardless. There we go. One corner there. Too pedantic, Paul. Okay, drop the air to 20. These are the 3D stencils. I do generally prefer them because they give you that bit of clearance so you're not buckling the stencil over. Hey Paul S, how's it going? Don't normally see you around. You run out of jobs on your queue. You escaped the dungeon of Rossman Repair. This is the bit I hate. When you can't be sure where pin 1 is, so you have to wash the whole chip. There we go, there's our pin 1. Now I've got to put more flux down. Oh, we have to clear these pads anyway, so... That's not working. What the heck? That's not how that should behave. Alright. Save us making another mistake. It seems like it was a little cold. It probably was. We're just going to use hot air wicking. I prefer hot air wicking anyway. More like a pico pull. Ah. I think the board was just cold. Be careful not to knock those end parts. So if that doesn't reflow properly, then I might have to give up my genuine Apple certification, my Apple approved repair certification, and I may have to regress back to just being simply a Genius bar attendee, or maybe like a door attendee. There we go, that's much better. So that's how it should go. Let's give it a little more heat actually. Just make sure those inner rails and balls are done, that's good. Apple Watches, yeah, don't handle those. I've had a few people ask if I will, but I'm just like, no thanks. I can't see the ability to make a profit on those repairs with the market that I have on hand or available to me. It just doesn't seem like a good business choice for me. Maybe for other people, but not for me. I'm only just starting to do tablets, and that's enough of a pain. I need to get something like a dust-free room or something to make it easier to reassemble the damn things. Alright. It's a little on the warm side still. Stay away from the iWatch. There you go. At least I'm pleased to hear that my evaluation of that being a viable option was correct. Or rather, not being a viable option. Yeah, I've noticed from the teardowns that they do tend to be a little bit more of stick together rather than screw together. It's kind of like with a lot of Android phones. I will be honest, at this point I'm not really having a lot of confidence here because I still don't understand what's going on with the on-off button or the power button or whatever you want to call it. I still don't understand why it can't wake the system up. That is a great concern to me. Why are you not going in properly? Feels dodgy as if. I can see it delaminating as well. Yeah, that's dodgy as. It's the Dodgy Brothers. Alright. Need the glasses. Oh, we got a 10-year-old in this channel. Good thing I'm overly expressive with words I shouldn't use. Come on, mate. Well, it didn't go pop, so that's a good start. Now, we've definitely got a different issue going on here. Something about that on-off button. Same behaviour. Unless it is flat. No, it can't be flat because it wouldn't be doing that. Hmm. The battery connection is a little shonky, I will agree. But yeah, it just falls back to doing 140 milliamp. I don't know where. So I guess we'll bring out the infrared camera and see where it's heating up. But 140 is not a lot. But we'll have a look. Like, for Jim's sake. I'm sure professional iPhone repairers would be like, we know what the fault is. I did already check the charging connection. Thank you very much. Why would you be so presumptuous as to say that? Unbelievable. I already changed the flex and I already changed the cable. And you're gonna have that kind of attitude, you can see yourself out the door. There, see, see it's got a little bit of an arc inwards, but the connections seem fine. Yeah, there's no obstruction. Like I said, there's a little bit of a rollover, but again, nothing. There's a bit of push out here. Again, nothing severe enough to stop it, or at least in theory. That's picked up there. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So now we're going to have to actually start using our brains, and I really hate that. I use my brains for programming, not for this kind of thing. Now the other possibilities, it could be the MOSFET, the board view and schematic. I think it's Q1403. I mean, I'd be surprised. About 1701. That's the. Try start pin. This is what I do hate about the iPhones, is the fact that it's quite difficult to rig them up to test voltages at the best of times. Which is why you do tend to have this habit of going along and simply just doing blind part replacements based on probability. Because at the time it would take you to test everything, you sort of feel like, yeah, alright. Okay, so what I want to actually check is the rail that I need. Is it this one? Button. Up, down? Nope. AP hold connection, that's the one. I'm not looking at the microscope at the moment. I'm also trying to find something that matches the history of the phone. That's the other problem. Because more often than not, the history will tell you. See, is that a burn mark on that? Just sometimes filters can look burned, but they're not. And it doesn't look like it's related anyway. It's third one. It's this. Yeah, that's rear microphone. It's got nothing to do with what we're looking at. Alright, take care, Nicholas. Just usually when people are doing this sort of streaming, most of the time we have checked the preliminaries beforehand. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do get caught out. That's very true, but most times things like that. And I actually went through these phones in terms of, okay, we've got this type of fault. This is what we're going to do. Things like that. I'll put the thermal cam on and let it run the 140 milliamp, but it's not going to show us a lot, but it may show something. But chances are it's probably at best maybe going to show some warmth on the MOSFET, the VCC main, VCC bat MOSFET. That's about it. And even that would be quite minor because it is only 140. Top left FPC power triggering should be 427. Let me have a look. Actually, why don't I have my open board data for this? And I don't have that on there. Pins 5 and 6. 5. Wait, which one are you talking about? Hey, Thunderbird 6. Top left on power ringer. Which connector are you talking about? J0802. Oh. Okay. Pins 5 and 6. That's funny because I don't have a pin 5 and 6 on this. And yet there it is. The numberings are different. Ooh, look, there's a fault in the file. Alright, what are we after? AP ringer and volume down. Okay, so it says bottom 2 there. Yeah, that's going to have a fault there in the data. The iPhone 6 data file, when I first got my hands on it, was a complete and utter flippin' train wreck. I mean, it's still pretty bad, but there were faults in it that would actually cause you to destroy your phone. I haven't got them all out, but there are certainly like little bits and pieces like this still lying around. 464, 463, so that's well within margin. Like, I mean, I know you got 427, but of course we're dealing with different meters, so it's hard to say. The AP hold, I'll just pin 2 up here. Have a look at that, see what that is. 569. That seems normal to me. Yeah, 569 seems within range. Like pretty much if you're anything between 0.4, 0.6, maybe 0.35, 0.7, usually tends to mean, yeah, things are okay. I might put power on, I'll put a battery on and see if that comes up on voltage. Because if it doesn't, then, well, we've got a first hint there. Because we should see a voltage on that pin that can get pulled down. Crikey, it would help if I could hold it steady, damn it. Yeah, we're not getting any voltage there. Ah, you can't see squat. Thought I was in the all-in mode. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not getting any voltage on that pin. So the question is, where does this come from? Where do you come from? Where do you go? And the answer is over here. It could... No, the diode value is fine. Let's see... You could let... Ah, damn it. You could let her now out if you wanted to. It's becoming more overcast. Mind you, it is only 2:15, so it might be a bit bright. I've really got to find a way to put the blankets up or something on the wall to try and cut the light down. Full stop. Or maybe do you want to let her roam around in my office? I suppose you're worried about her jumping? Question mark. Manually turn on to... Well, I won't be able to because it's already been pulled low. So the fact that I didn't get a voltage there, there's nothing to pull down. Like when I plug in, I should get a voltage. So that's coming from the PMIC. And then going to the CPU. Yay! Crap. I'll check this filter. See what its status is like. But I would expect that's probably okay based on the fact that our diode reading was okay. But you never know. Oh great, I just smashed something. Unfortunately not. So basically I'm not getting the voltage to the pin to even tell it to turn on, so that is a problem. I'd say that's our greater fault to look at. Now I don't know where that's coming from, whether that's generated by the PMIC or whether it's something... Well, maybe we're not even getting any sort of voltages at the moment. I have time to keep testing around. Okay, filter test. I do not like having these portable You replied to my message. Oh, cool. Wow, that was a lot of typing, Alita. Right, Jim, she's pretty good, but crying, rattling. I think it was. Yeah, we got to admit. Yeah, it's been 2 hours. She would probably be feeling hungry. I would give her food. Maybe if you let her out in there and feed her, and then just keep an eye on her. Stop her from jumping up. Maybe it's a tough gamble. Filter's fine. No short on the line. No short there. Okay. Okay, sweet. Message me if she gets out of hand and I'll just drop this like a hot potato. Yeah, PMIC or CPU, yeah. But I'm hoping, fixing things, I'm hoping that maybe it's an earlier rail that's not being generated. But maybe it's not even... Pardon me. Where am I? There we go. Okay, well, make sure we'll measure the bat VCC and see that it's getting into this point. We don't have to worry about a short circuit too much because, well, we've already measured it. It's barely drawing 140 milliamp. I've got to get the microscope fixed up. Voltage. Hey.
I really think it might be risky if she tries to jump up on the water heater.
Okay, yep, that's fine.
And she might need to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put her in the room.
Okay. I just realised I lost my meter. This is why I really do not like handheld meters, because you've got to constantly restart them, constantly reactivate the USB connection, things like that. Alright. Let's see, make sure I pick the right ground so that things don't go pfft. And what are we looking at? The inner cluster here. Crikey, come on, buddy. We've got a crappy battery? Is that what we've got a problem with? I'll try with... Damn it. I'll try another battery. Normally these batteries should ship at about 0.38 volts. Let's try that again. So 0.38 is the typical sort of shipping voltage that you'll see on these batteries. It's ideal because it's high enough that it lasts long enough, but not so high that it damages the cells. 0.399. Okay, there's something weird going on here because alright, we're getting somewhere now. I'm going to pull that MOSFET and see if that jumps up. Check the 10k resistor to thermos. Well, I should still be getting... There's obviously a connection to here, but I'm just basically going to isolate it one side or the other. Oh, 250 is not going to get me a... Do you want to give me a part number rather than just a random name? Because... Come on, man. Desolder already. I make my life a little bit harder than it needs to because I'm using a 9mm nozzle on this. And that's typically it's a MacBook nozzle, it's not an iPhone nozzle. Right, so now we will cool it off and then we'll put the battery in and try again. The reverse gate line. Oh, right, you mean... Damn it. Right, you're meaning R1710? Is that what you want, or something else? Point 0.3, okay, so whatever it is that's happening on the battery side, which is good. Oh no, you can, it's just a bit of a practice thing. I mean, I'm not even good at it. I'm just kind of lucky. A lot of people sent me money and equipment. Apparently because I'm Australian or something, I don't know. Just kidding. That looks a little beaten, but not bad. Let's see. 0.3. That was weird that we're only getting 0.3. That is very strange. I'm better off as a software developer. But yeah, some people can do the same thing all the time, but I'm one of those people that has to chop and change a fair bit, so I tend to cycle around between PC repairs, MacBook repairs, iPhone repairs, software development, and eating ice cream. Okay, Travis, I'll see you later. Jonathan, if you search bad caps, just Google it. Just simply Google what you're looking for, and then board view and schematic, and you'll find them. Okay, I'm gonna get an octopus. Oh, I just ran over my damn phone. I'm gonna get an octopus lead, just 100% verify that I'm not being trolled here. Because quite frankly, it's getting to that point where I feel like I'm being trolled. But 0.37 says to me that it's not bothering to actually really turn on the batteries, so to say, no, I don't agree with what you want me to do, so I'm not going to do it. Let's see, what am I after? iPhone 6. 6S. A million cables and probably none of them are going to be a 6 Plus. You kidding me? 7. I've probably damaged all my 6s by now. Oh, wow, bare leads. That's useful. I'll just There we go. Yep, seriously damaged 6 cable. There's got to be another one. I'm sure I've got 2 of them. Nope. Ah, come on. Hey. Troll. Being trolled. So, you mean Travis again? Because we already did replace Travis. I just realised I have left my tool for this in my other office. So I'll be back. Okay. No, it's okay. Stated the basic rules of doing a workshop, and that is I took my tools outside of. Subsequently, they get lost. It's not a smart thing to do. Just put this stuff back. In the other office, that was probably no, that was the kitchen door, I'd say, or the laundry door to get out of. Alright. Okay, we got a dead set short, and it's on. Yeah. Alright, infrared camera time. Should have done that in the first damn place. Troll. Where's Jim? I hope Jim's out of suit. He's not. That's unfortunate. Because we're going infrared. Yeah, Paul, I've mentioned it before. It's a AGC issue. And unfortunately, this microphone is actually superior in its performance. Did I say camera microphone? I'll tell you what, I might try to put this over it. This is a half foil bag. It'll cut the reception down a lot. That's assuming that the plastic is metallized. It may not be. I guess we'll find out. Let's see how we go. Alright. Yeah, that doesn't help me too much. Okay, it might be over here. We'll flip it over and see if it's more prominent. Speaker chip. Speaker chip is dead. Probably shorted. I did say it looked a little funky. Is that a crack or is that a scratch? That'd be interesting. Audio got worse with the Mylar bag. Oh, blimey hell. Ah, static will kill parts. That's a fun one. It's a little bit bogus these days. If you're dealing with non-protected 4000 series CMOS or JFET transistors and things like that, you might have a point. But aside from that, it's actually pretty damn hard to blow up things nowadays. And really hard once they're actually in a circuit board. Oh, hello, someone won. Surgery cancelled, surgeon now, another hospital, complete crap up. Ah, geez, Jim. Are you here, Jim? Because we just used your camera. Just used your camera. No, this is definitely, it's either a cap or the speaker chip here. I can see it bobbling like crazy when I wet it up. We don't want to use the metho, get high on that. Come here. So it's that top left corner. Wonder if there's corrosion or whether it's something else. I gotta admit, I'm a little surprised, but oh well. Just putting it into the carrier. Easier to manipulate these parts when they're held in this sort of frame. Otherwise, you grab onto the chips and the board starts moving. And few dud moves, and hopefully we found the fault now. I'm kind of curious as to what we're going to find under this pin 1 area. Apart from me knocking a bunch of parts off, yeah. Yeah, it's weird. No, that's rather strange. So it's a cap that's faulty. She does look a little pale there. We'll look at this cap side on and see if we can see it. No. Well, we'll clean up those pads and then we will test again, see if the short cleared. Need more heat here. Is that a fracture line on that cap? I think that might be just an optical effect. It was the chip. We don't have a short anymore, so it's good. Ah, it's kind of weird. I don't think I had a speaker chip fail on its own like that without any visible corrosion or anything like that. There was a little bit of rough housing on the chip, so maybe at some point it had done a screen replacement or battery replacement or something, had knocked it, maybe just chipped the chip or cracked it. I don't normally see the speaker chip that most of the time what happens is you get corrosion on the speaker chip and then yeah, it's a dead set guarantee. You may as well take that off along with the audio chip half the time because a lot of the cases there is going to be a short there, but not when it's all pristine like that. 6S, no, that's not going to be any good. We want a 6. Hey Rob. Okay, you've seen a few, have you? Yeah, well, it's news to me. Can't help if I'm behind the times. Is it worth damaging... Is it worth buying damaged, water damaged phones, fixing them? No. I would say it's going to be an exercise in frustration, futility, and bad reputation. MacBooks, you can get away with it. iPhones, I wouldn't do it. Some people do, I wouldn't. Oh yeah, I've been getting text messages. It's Jim. Unfortunately, Jim has to head home. Seems the doctor didn't make it. Really frustrating. I mean, it's hard enough getting yourself into this state of mind to go and go down to the doctors and stuff, and it's a real pain when they can't sort out the schedule. Okay, was that junk? It's just random floating. Yeah, because then you've got to go through the whole process again, and it messes with your head. Yeah, bill the doctor. That would be something, eh? Well, bill solicitors when they waste your time. Ah! Alright. Maybe it's not dead. I hate it when that happens. There's a couple of oversized ones up there, but it's okay. Not a big problem. We're just going to... The reballing process will clean that up. So we'll get chip on this. Find something the same pitch. Oh, that's almost a... It's almost a pun. This is BGA. This is baseband. Baseband CPU chip to the rescue. Yeah, that'll work. I hope. Alright, who took my spud jar? Oh, there it is. I even cleaned it. Wow. Hey Mars, good luck. Have a good sleep. If you can get sleep. Oh great, my glove ripped and I'm handling leaded solder paste. Fantastic. Be sure to lick my fingers. Created about 50 balls too many there. I really wish I had about 6 memories, honestly. 3 is nowhere near enough. But that paste was just too wet. It'll be okay, but it was just a bit on the squishy side. And that stencil just jumped right off. That's bad news. Yeah, very good. No, the balls are uneven. In a bad way, I think. Maybe not. Nah. No, the problem is down this far end, over here, they're a little bit insufficient. I have to redo that. And I also have to redo my glove because that tore. Okay, let's get some methylated spirits on my hand. We'll go into my bloodstream and then I'll register as if I've been drinking alcohol. So, well, you know what you can do? You can click close. Thank you for giving your time to tell us that, though. We are going to completely change everything so it suits you, because we want to know what makes things exciting for you. And so we're going to drop everything that we do and make sure that we keep insects entertained. Sorry, that's what we're going to do. We're all about the individual whims here. And we'll just keep chopping and changing so that everybody's happy. It's repair work, buddy. That's what happens. This is what it's like. It's normal everyday repair work. You want something exciting? Go watch Miley Cyrus or something. I don't know if that's exciting, but it's the first thing I could think of that I wouldn't personally watch. Maybe I should play. What's that song? What About Me? It Isn't Fair. What about me? Yeah, that's what I should do. I should start singing. I'll shut you up. And that's way too much flux on there. That has to be washed out. And the chip came up with it. Bravo. Gee, you need attention? Yes, sirree. How can we help you? It's your lucky moment. But I do wonder, it's like, I get it, people have the right to say what they think of something, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, that was really helpful. Just as much as they have the right to say something, I have the right to counterpoint. Oh yeah, Lewis Rossman does live streams. Fair warn though, if you do like Lewis Rossman live streams, I suggest you be cautious because at some point in the near future I'll probably be hijacking his and therefore just when you think you got away from me, you'll be subjected to me again. It's like magic. The nice thing is at a point in life, yeah, each at a different age I guess, but I'm certainly at the point in life where it's like, well, bravo for you, whoop-de-doo. Then again, I'd say for as long as I can remember, do insults like, oh, you're a chicken or whatever, you're a girl or whatever, yeah, that sort of stuff, have never actually been effectual with. I don't know why, but I've seen it affect other people and they're like, no, 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 no. Or like, you yelly belly coward. And it's like, oh, whatever. There are certainly ways to aggravate me, but most of the time when people aggravate me when it comes to, say, software or ideas, I actually require that. It's a very sick sort of thing, but I depend on people telling me I can't do things to give me the will to actually go and do those things. It's like it's like I have to live off spite. Spite is my superpower energy. Oh, I didn't get to watch all of that, Greg. That's unfortunate that he didn't get the data off it. So what was the actual final thing that was too much? Was it just cracked or something like that, was it? I think I might flatten these out. Is that a short? Okay. Now, what's happened here is when I took the chip off, it's and it pushed this cap onto this one here, so we'll have to fix that up. Bum, bum, bum. UCR. Oh, hell no. Hell no. You will not take my printf away from me. I don't know how people can use C out. I mean, I understand the principle of it. I was there in the early 90s when all of this OOP stuff started happening and all that, and it was all supposed to be everything was a stream, but I don't know, it just never felt like it seemed to really for me directly. There's a couple of uses where I have, and that's when it comes to actually reading in a file stream. But for actual generating outputs, I still prefer my printf styles. Could not get access to the card, no response PC3000. Sounds like it's probably a cracked card or something. That is very frustrating. Should check. Okay, so yeah, pin one's up here. By the way, this is the new sort of variant of Flexboard View. It's not yet publicly available, but like you bring up the 165 board, you'll see that now. Oh, yeah,
I had to put it back in the cage.
yeah,
She kept trying to jump up the wall.
great.
Yeah, it's going to be a nightmare.
I'll have to come up with something. Sorry.
Just thought I'd let you know that I put it back in. She
Yeah.
had a big drink and ate. So
Okay.
should I put her back in your office or leave her in the front room? I've just covered it back over.
Maybe put it in my office because it is pretty warm still in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah. This is the new Flexboard View. So you can see that we've now got end caps, and we've got different colors for different parts. So like fuses, white, resistors, blackish. You know, it's basically just made a little more, visible type thing. A little easier to differentiate things. Like when you're going around the SMC area, it can be handy to be able to quickly see what's capacitor versus resistor. Just incrementally, bit by bit, trying to make it easier for everybody to do work. Alright, now we've got to do a real job here. There's a couple more improvements I'll be making, but right now I think I'm going to leave it where it is, and I'll be working on the open board data integration, which I've partially done here, but it's not actually functional on the server side. Okay, so that chip's just sat down. The question is, I don't know if it's properly down, but anyway, we've got to push this little... why are my fingers burning? Oh, yay, yay! That was fun. I know what's going on. I'm using the wrong thing. I have these single, these half tweezers that are the ones that are split so that I can do exactly this job where you need to just push something, but you don't want to be holding a pair of tweezers because you've got to put the inward pressure on for tweezers. Ow. I am really getting burnt here. Hey Christian. Have any dry on the mouth here? being in Australia, the United States, with the federal trade agreement, Apple basically can have direct access to me in terms of legal. No audio? Audio's there. I'll try something else. It's not. It's all about the game control. Anyway, so basically, no one can do anything about my software in terms of trying to stop me, constrain the board views and schematics, but I don't have any. Now, the only reason why other products such as ZX board and things like that can get away with what they're doing is because they're likely um, outside the jurisdiction of Apple. Are we still bad? It's showing up fine on my VU meter. All good? How's it? So yeah, that's why I don't include board views and schematics, because that's otherwise Apple would certainly have a field day with me, and they would have no trouble whatsoever, given the free trade agreement and legal implications of that for me. That's it. I think if you're getting into board repair and you can't Google your way to find where to get board views and schematics if you know that you already need them, then maybe you shouldn't be a board repair person. Maybe your qualification is merely a please brower. Yeah, no, that's essentially the problem. For all intents and purposes, Australia legally, when it comes to that sort of stuff, is just another state of the United States. Hey, English? Wow, still nothing? Maybe it's just flat. Let's hope it's flat because it's going to be bad if it reappeared. That'll be funny. Ooh, doesn't look good. Looks like it's going to do it again. Yeah. I wonder, is that short reappeared? That's going that's going to be interesting. We did change chips, right? I didn't reball the old one, did I? It'd be funny if I did. No, it didn't look like it was charging because it shut back down straight away. this will be the proof in the pudding. If this jumps up to 2 amps again, then we know that even though the speaker chip is shorting, it's not the speaker chip. Or I'll put a bad one on there. No, it's short again. I can't believe that. What is going on there? Honestly, I'm starting to wonder, did I put the old chip back on? Or did I create a new short? It's exactly the same place. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got the boost. Maybe one of the caps is dead. Well, that would make sense actually. If one of those caps is dead, and there's that one there, that could be. It could be so dead that the MOSFET in the. What do you call it? It could be so dead that the MOSFET in the speaker chip is where the resistance is relative to the short, and so that's why it gets hot. So the other cap is under here. But I did do a diode test and a continuity test and nothing beeped. So that rules that out, in theory. Let's do it again, just to be sure. Let's have a look what happens when I... Okay, so it's... hasn't been a quick and easy job, has it? This person's... I'm losing money on this one now. YouTube just crapped out on me. Oh man, I'm so bad at sliding that sucker across when I either need more sleep or I need something, because these shakes are getting a little bit aggressive. Alright, that is now showing up as a hard short. It was not before. You remember I did test it before. It didn't be, and it could have been the multimeter with the side of the board. I'm just going to rotate it off rather than actually de-end it. Oh, you're not going to rotate off? Just come off then. Stick you in the tar pit. Wasn't that one. Looking like it might be the one on the other side. It's always going to be the last one. Because you never go beyond the last one. Yep, it's the other side. Son of a gun. I just realised we got to put that MOSFET back too. Yeah, it'll be under this. This is really a fun chap to remove. Yeah, I really don't like that as well. What the? Oh no. I don't know if we got internet problems or what, but we got problems. Very frustrating. Anyway, we've got to get this damn contraption off, and I really do not enjoy doing this. There, Barry. Thank you very much, Barry. I'm just looking for the tweezers in particular that I want to use for this task. Mongrels. Well, I don't know if everybody's still here with me, but yeah, you can see we've got major problems going on. What? I got a piece of software going out of control here. Sudo kill all. Sudo kill minus 9 6428 6428. And OBS is like sucking 300% CPU. It's ridiculous. $200%. It's out of control. I don't know what's going on. I'll just quit and come back from OBS. See how we go from here. Alright, see how we go from here. I don't know whether we're going to have a win or not, but we can try. Been steady since the kill? Oh, well, that's some small hope. Now the reason why I'm putting that tweet in there is so that as soon as there's enough softness in that solder, it's going to. Now I got to be careful because I don't want all those little parts with the overfill lifting up. Oh, look at that, there's a little piece of capacitor there. Yep, I can see the damage right there. That's a very dead cap. Very dead cap. Well, that explains some stuff. Not sure why that one would have failed, but it obviously did. And the fun thing is we've got to reball our speaker controller now. Yeah, you did fixing things, you did. Go have yourself a free beer on you. You can pay for your free beer. But of course, as always, you know, It's one thing to guess, but at the end of the day, we all still have to generally follow methodical processes, lest we get too cocky and start replacing things, doing things that we shouldn't. Hey, I mean, do you want me to reflow the RAM and flash it again? Who was it that said that? Who suggested flashing? But yeah, it's fun to guess. It definitely is fun to guess. Like that's the advantage of being in the audience is you get to make that. Let's see. Okay, flexboard view. If it was a CPU, I would not have done it. Not even close. All right. Let's see. What are you? Right. Yeah. You're 22 microfarad 603. I don't have to pull a shield. Someone else got one of those. Search. Find a part. Come on, give me a board that I want to. A 2936, yeah, I can use those. 2915s. Sure. What? Why no? Oh man, I wanted like a 165 or something. It's probably not even going to be the right part. Yeah, I knew that. This is why you have to have sometimes tweak the parameters because it has picked up 22 microfarad 603, but it got the 10 volts from the neighboring one. So it's the nature of the search system. Let's see if we can find any others. No others? Damn it. Fine, we'll just have to take it off another one. Gah, that's annoying. You're a success. You're not going to be the right one. Well, this one's already had the shield removed. Great. Hilarious. This has definitely been a day of not less than optimal behaviors. I didn't realize that I'd already taken the shield off this one, so it was already there, ready for the taking. Oh, that's good. Obviously, it's not going to matter if I melt any of these ones. Now, hopefully, in my process of removing that shield and the cap, I haven't floated any of these little bits, because then the dock won't work properly. Yeah, I am actually that paranoid right now. Yeah, that's not going to work. It's not too much of a problem. This gets a bit messed up. That's no worries. Question is, should I put that shield back on or just leave it? Usually you can tell if you have caused trouble with these little fellows, because they will wiggle around off like that. See, that just moved. That's been lifted. So is that, and that. These ones are okay. These three here are going to... And this is why you don't just say, oh yeah, that'll be a TriStar job, I'll fix that up, it'll only cost you 60 bucks. Because if you do that, the universe will reward you with this kind of job. Most of the time you usually see this sort of thing when people have done touch on the 6 Plus. I'm trying to be really careful here and not disturb the small amount of connection they may have, and that way I can just put down a bit of flux and a tiny bit of solder paste, and maybe they'll reconnect that way. No, that one's probably gonna... even at even the micro pencil struggles at this point with these. We'll see how we go. Yeah, they got stopping them from floating is just nah. It's the whole cast. Okay, we don't want that gnarly solder that is used for the shields. I really don't want that hair there, but mongrel. That's one side down. Where is it? Damn it. It's fine, it's fine. We're okay, we're okay. We're just frustrated. Okay, I think that should be secured now. We'll do the next one. So I wasn't surprised that there was a couple of floaters that, you know, it's very difficult to put the amount of heat needed to get that shield off without causing some sort of float. This one's pretty good. Yeah, IMA, that's right. It is a bit of a gamble situation. I guess the way I tend to get around that is by saying to them, it'll cost you this much for this particular task, but if it looks like it's going to be more than that, then we'll have to requote. Still not perfect, And mind you, sometimes you also get to the point where you know that it's not going to be any good, so you just cancel the whole job. The toothbrush test works well. If they're going to dislodge, they'll dislodge under the toothbrush test. Okay, that's acceptable. Yeah, we've got to put a speaker chip back on. Ah. It is funny how when you end all these other caps too, it is funny how you look back on the comments you make as you examine the board and you realize that you missed certain opportunities or you realize that you were on the mark but you kind of went the wrong direction. Or you just didn't have the confidence to believe what you were looking at. Like I was looking at the speaker chip and I'm like, yeah, it's a little bit messed up, but I can't see why it would. But hindsight, yeah, that is the convenience of hindsight. Okay, unfortunately, the pencil, even on an iPhone, doesn't have quite that power to handle ground planes. Just thick power planes. Still needs a bit of assistance. Yeah, man. I guess we all come up with our ways, and it depends on the job too. You know, some jobs, you know, you're gonna have to use a bigger range, or some jobs you just simply quote way over the top to cover for everything, and then the customer goes for it and ends up being cheaper. You can always just give them the discount back. Yeah, lost track of myself then. Yeah, I'm burning my fingers there. Right, so we've got to hot air wick the pads again. Yeah, well, I think that's the other thing is you really do have to have that ability to just accept that sometimes you have to redo jobs over. Yeah, if you're the sort of person that once you've done the job, if it does it again, if you're the sort of person that's going to flip out of that, then yeah, not a good idea in this industry. Yeah, MacBooks are definitely a higher return on most jobs. The downside of MacBooks tends to be the cost of the other parts. Uh, Batteries, screens, absolutely. Yeah, pros and cons. Definitely, I still prefer MacBooks. iPhones are kind of a sick perversion, pleasure type thing. Probably trying to do a crossword puzzle with no clues or only one clue. Or cryptic clues. Cryptic clues probably about closer to it. Right. Pardon me. Let's see. Right. Hello, speaker chip. You want to come back and play again? I've decided it's not your fault after all, buddy. We're sorry we offended you. I haven't put the MOSFET back. Thank you very much. That would have been me going, why the heck isn't this working again? So thank you for that. Trying to do a crossword in a language you don't know. Doesn't that count as cryptic? Oh, for God's sake. These tweets are nice, but they don't have the grip that I prefer. Yeah, reballing. Because we pulled the chip off and it ended up there was nothing wrong with the chip. Reballing. Yeah, I probably should clean that stencil for right. I'm lazy. Come on, heat up. Thank you. I'm sorry to Tom Petty for abusing his song like that. A 1466 runs perfect on AC power, adapted very slow on battery. Try a different battery. Some of them don't like bad batteries, so yeah, try a different battery. I know there's a little smidge of solder in there, but I don't care. Okay, here we go. There's too much wet flux in that paste at the moment. There's no point doing anything about it, just accept it and work around it. It's the same on the original as well as the new. Alright, when did it start going slow? Did it just happen one day? Could be a multitude of things. SMC issue, sensor issue. Yeah, maybe the battery was changed and it blew this SMC. I don't know. Ew, it's disgusting looking tips. You just got it. Sounds like maybe someone in the past battery used a metal implement. Ah, you did not just do that, did you? Used a metal implement and perhaps broke something. I think I did. I don't know if I just fractured that chip or whether it's looks like that. I couldn't get it up and I squeezed too hard on the tweezers. Something might be okay. Flip. It actually looks like it's okay. Color me surprised. Yeah, we're all waiting on the bank. Okay, so that's our orientation. We just 3 hours. You kidding? Oh, this is supposed to be a 1 hour job. I'm just preheating the board a bit. Just realised this is the original chip. It's got a diagonal streak on it. Yeah, it is the old chip, but the old chip wasn't faulty. It was the cap that was faulty. Messing with the YouTube algorithm, oh god. Alright, now, we got to put that MOSFET back on before Barry yells at us again. That's that one that belongs there. Where did I put that damn thing? Oh, there it is. Now, the pull on it seems like it actually was okay. Sometimes you can just drop these things back on, because none of the pads got smeared. And before you ask, I do occasionally do it like this. Yeah, the ball patterns are matching, so it will work. Okay, I think we're done. Let's cool it off. That was definitely a stupidly long stream already. Dave Jones would have given up an hour and a bit ago. The trouble with what they've done with this battery when they installed it, they've pushed it up a little too far, so you can't get the clearance required to. There we go. Normally that's a very quick process, but not this time. It doesn't help that they've got a chunky dock connector here as well. They've replaced it because they thought that was the fault, and maybe it was part of the fault system, but the one they've put on there is dubious at best. Okay, battery connected. And we're doing that by active testing. We've got 1.2 amp charge. We've got it. Let's make sure it actually boots. And yes, I will disconnect the battery before I connect the screen so that people don't have a heart attack. I'll put the camera back down. Wait, you just died now? Okay, that's just downright weird. That has died again. That is very weird. Certainly we've gotten that stage up and running. Different screen? Maybe. Maybe, see it just blacked out. Maybe it is in DFU mode. Oh, God help us. It's in recovery mode. Let's see. Yeah, if we look at it here, recovery mode. Flash and retain data, so looks like we'll have to take it that route. Alright, that's it then. Okay, I'm just going to answer this. So that's the end of this stream. I am going to now go and do the flashing, sort out some other stuff I've got to get done for the day. This took a little bit too long for my liking, but these are the things you do for entertainment, aren't they? So, I guess all I can do is say goodbye. I've got to go look after a kitty cat too, that she's just been neutered this morning, so she's going to be feeling pretty upset. It's one of our wildlings. It's going to be a long sort of 10-day process before we can let her back out. So she's going to get really bored, frustrated, angry. angry in the small confinement area that she is, but we can't let them out with this sort of surgery. It's quite extensive. Anyway, I'm out here. Thank you very much for sticking around, and well, I'm glad at least we did get it to now behave properly so that it goes into the DFU mode. So that was a bit of a long process. It could have been over much quicker, but even though in hindsight you can say, well, you should always check for that cat first or something like that, in the reality, you have to go through the systematic process, because otherwise you're going to start doing riskier things sooner, where you're going to chase your way down rabbit holes that maybe don't exist there. So even though it seems like it's a lot longer when you do it the systematic way, at the end of the day, or I should say at the end of the year, usually you're ahead. So that's how it should be going. In theory. Anyway, I'm out of here. You'll take care. I'll see you next time.